Fiji's first representative in the Olympic boxing arena for 28 years, and only the 6th man to ever fly the flag for them in the history of Olympic boxing. He started off, would you believe, learning his boxing by watching it online. Then studied in Australia to become a fitness instructor, joined the Warriors Boxing Club. And here he is, after a silver medal in the Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea last year, taking on the might of VLADIMIR MARGARYAN of Armenia. 3rd in the European Olympic qualifiers in Turkey. His dad, also called Vladimir, was a boxer. He says his hero is Roy Jones Jr. He had that famous protest after what he felt was a real injustice in 1988, went home with the silver medal before a glittering professional career. Not a bad hero to have. So the 22-year-old flying the flag for a fabulous nation, so full of pride, so hospitable, so welcoming. He's their hero of the hour here, far from home in Rio. So what about the 25-year-old VLADIMIR MARGARYAN? 5'8", southpaw. You can see now it is getting a little busier in here, and there'll be plenty of noise for these two men. Ronelli Galatius, the Olympic champion in light welterweight from 4 years ago, awaits the winner of this one. But they've got to get through this contest first. Margaryan of Armenia in the blue, and Winston Hill, the famous Fijian, well, he is now, in the red. So here we go then. Winston Hill of Fiji, who started off learning his boxing on YouTube. And here he is, competing on the biggest stage of all. A great example to anybody from a nation that lacks the huge facilities of an Uzbekistan or a Great Britain or a United States. Cracking story. Now what can he produce against VLADIMIR MARGARYAN?
Well, Margaryan, of course, the southpaw, as you mentioned. Stocky and strong. He loves to load up with big punches. And he's measuring up Hill just now. But Hill started well. A good jab. He's in a few training camps over in Australia and New Zealand to get himself ready for this one. So he's pretty sharp, pretty good behind the jab. Good basics. It's important for him to get the experience here, to get the nerves out of the system and trust his skills, because the Armenian's got the power.
Oh, lovely couple of lefts there. Just he had a fleeting opportunity, Margaryan, and he got 2 shots away with his left.
Yeah, Margaryan, of course, super steady, doesn't want to make any mistakes himself. So just measuring up his opponent, but beginning to find a home for these punches. With a good right hand that followed the jab.
Good start from the Armenian, this. Such a steep learning curve for Winston Hill. And as you say, 3 threes. No room and no time for stage fright here.
A powerful body shot there for Margaryan as they just run into each other. Unintentional from Winston Hill. The fighter from Fiji. Yeah, he's beginning to flail a little bit now. Margaryan's found his range. And you find out very quickly in a fight, if you're up against someone, you think, I need to find out what they do, measure them. Once you've felt their power or lack thereof, as is the case here, you can begin to open up. And Margarian has his confidence.
That's the sound that tells us we're very close to the end of this opening instalment of drama. And maybe, inevitably, with the lack of experience the Fijian has, he's just been struggling to get on terms there with the Armenian.
I think that's exactly what it is. This will be a great learning curve for him. Take a lot from this. VLADIMIR, Margarian, junior and senior. They've got a game plan for this young man, and that was those two left hooks that you were so impressed by.
Yeah, just a fleeting opportunity, and he really made it count. Now, has he done so according to the scorecard? Yes, he has. He's up according to all three of our judges. Winston Hill immediately under some pressure here as they prepare to emerge for the second round.
Round 2, second round.
So the Fijian in red has to try and do something special here with limited experience, but a very, very big heart, clearly.
Well, he certainly never learned that fighting spirit online. He's got it all naturally. He's got all the attributes as well of a fighter. Just needs to add that little bit of experience. And this will be valuable for him. He's not out of this as a contest. It's not an insurmountable lead, but Hill, well, he could soon have a mountain to climb.
I was waiting for you to get that one in. Margarian, powerful southpaw. There might be a little bit of marking on the Armenian's right cheek. Maybe just coming down from the eye, a little cut there. Referee will have to
keep an eye on it.
Well, keep a close interest in that. I knew you were going to come out with the eye, but yeah, there is a cut. You can see a little trickle of blood running down behind the blue vest of VLADIMIR Margarian. So Winston Hill has managed to make some contact.
And again, good jab there. I think I think you're 100% right. That cuts on the outside of the eye, so won't trouble the field of vision of the man in blue as he lands a nice little left hand there. But a good measure of success for Hill again, who comes forward. So he's growing into this contest.
Yes, it's not quite the total dominance from Margarian that we saw in the first round. He's working a little bit harder here.
Testament to Hill for that. He's putting it all in here and showed decent variety and also the ability to think under pressure.
And actually, with the little amount of experience he's got internationally and possibly the lack of training partners back home, he may not even have faced many southpaws.
Absolutely, he's just learning it as he goes. But he's got a lot of quality athletically, and he landed a couple of good body shots there. So it's not been all one-way traffic for VLADIMIR Margarian.
Well, the Fijian gave a better account of himself there in that second round. It may well prove to be a little bit too late, but a bit of work going on with that right eye of VLADIMIR Margarian. Just making sure that they get that nice and ready for the third round. There were better contacts there. We did see Margarian landing a few, but it was definitely an improvement from the Fijian. So Margarian taking all three judges in that second round. So although an improvement from Hill, not enough to wrestle their opinion his way.
Round 3.
Third and final round then in this men's welterweight contest. The inexperienced but big-hearted Fijian Winston Hill, their first representative in the boxing arena for 28 years, up against VLADIMIR Margarian, who has been cut by the Fijian. The corner have done a nice job of patching him up between the second and third rounds, and there's an aggressive start from the Armenian, who wants to finish this one in style.
Yeah, Margarian's obviously been in second gear and coasting a little as he drops a nice little right hand under the elbow there to the body. He's got more gears to go through if he needs to, as he lands another great counter southpaw left and spins his opponent round. This will be a steep learning curve for Winston Hill. Can he get some more success? He's trying to let his hands go. Needs to get back behind the jab though. Well, you add up all the factors against Winston Hill, the experience, the quality of Margarian, the southpaw style, then you factor in the Olympic Games. It's been a tough day for him, but he's emerged with great credit, still in this as a contest, halfway through this third round.
And he's young enough at 22. He could have some brilliant appearances at major championships in the future. The Commonwealths, for instance, on the Gold Coast in Australia in 2 years' time, could be exactly the kind of platform from which he could grow, and he'll certainly take the experience of this and the whole procedure of being part of a major championship and all that comes with it. He'll certainly take all that experience into the Commonwealth should he be selected for that.
Well, he's certainly done his reputation no harm. He may have learned boxing online, but I don't think he's going to go viral after this one, because Margarian, too experienced and too much quality and just running the clock down now. The Armenian happy to work away on the outside.
And the prize, of course, will be a meeting with Ronel Iglesias, the light welterweight gold medalist from London, stepping up here to welter, and one of the favourites to add to his growing list of Olympic medals. Got a bronze back in Beijing as well, so a really big encounter awaits the winner of this one, and that certainly looks as though it is going to be VLADIMIR Margarian. And the corner did a good job, because I've just been looking at that eye and the cut hasn't reopened. There we go. A couple of blows put in there, literally in the last few tenths of a second from VLADIMIR Margarian. And the Armenian will certainly be confident that he's done enough there. A brilliant experience for Winston Hill, who will be richer for his Olympic experience. But he was bossed around the ring in all three of those rounds, as you would expect.
For sure, you can always tell a true fighter how they react when they get hit, or in this case, how they react from a difficult defeat. But Winston Hill, as you say, a good future ahead of him. But in this present moment, well, this Olympic Games just keeps on giving.
Music's pumping. Some of the crowd dancing as we head towards the midway point of this great session of world-class boxing.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner by unanimous decision.
Senhoras e senhores, o vencedor por decisão unânime no canto azul, representando a Armênia,
VLADIMIR Margarian taking that unanimous points decision, and that does seem the fair result. And hopefully we will see Winston Hill, the Fijian, on the international scene again in the future. Perfect tens from all three judges in all three rounds. Margarian marches on.